What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back again with a brand new video. Today we're going to be checking out the Dark Surgeon brand new legendary enchant on League 3. This is literally a combat medic, literally a DPS healer hybrid, and it uses daggers and rogue abilities and combo points. Guys, it's so fun and so sick. I had to show it to you guys as quick as I could, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's jump right in. Alright guys, I'm in Lower Blackrock Spire, and we're playing the Dark Surgeon build. A melee healer, rogue healer actually. It's just so... I didn't think it was going to be this good. I actually can't wait to show it to you guys. I've been playing it for a hot second, and it's far exceeded my expectations. Basically, I just mutilate, and then I eviscerate, as you can see, just to get some healing off. I can use my new Dark Transfusion for a massive heal as well. Now, I'm not even itemized properly, and it doesn't even really matter. And that's probably the coolest part, is that there's just so much room for improvement. But you can see I'm literally healing with Eviscerate. Like, can you imagine a universe where you heal with Eviscerate and combo points? So every time I Eviscerate, I give myself a stack of Hippocratic Oath. This increases my healing power by a percentage of my attack power. So I basically build full AP, either Agi or Strength. I think in the long term, we're going to go Agi, but for now, we're Strength-based. And you just spam the Mutilate, go for the Eviscerate, and the build I'm going for is trying to be more melee-focused, right? So I'm trying to be actually in there, going for the 5 points, 4 if you have to, getting the heal off like that, only going for the other things when I need to. And that's because due to a lack of proper itemization at the moment, it's very, very difficult, gotta make sure everybody lives, to not run out of mana. There are different versions of the build where that's fixed. I am using the Seal of Wisdom right now, which is pretty good. Now, the biggest weakness you can see is when everything is dying too fast. Because if everything's dying too fast, I'm not getting off any combo point heals. There you go. We were able to recover pretty decently right there. Even with 0 mana, I'm still able to play the game. And one thing I notice is that this is especially good on any encounter where you might actually have to get silenced for a portion of the fight, because you can cast anyway. See, sometimes things die way too fast, and the energy's not ticking perfectly yet. We still need to basically play around with this build, see if we can make it a little bit more smooth. But I think the fact that we're alive at all genuinely says a lot. Like, I'm somehow with 0 mana keeping everybody alive, and they're just chain pulling like they could care less about anybody. Like, they just keep going, and we're still able to keep everybody up. Basically, outside of the Mutilate, Eviscerate, and Holy Nova Dark Transfusion combos, I've just got to spam the Circle of Healing, do Consecration when I can with my Holy Ground so it heals and does damage, and pop the Prayer of Mending when I can as well. But again, the mana is such a problem, and I have no way to remove a curse. That's a big problem as well. I don't even know, like, I don't think I even saw a way to remove a curse that I could possibly get. I mean, abolish curse, but currently I'm capped out for rares. It's like, what do I possibly do? I need all of my rares. Oh, wait, dispel curse. Oh, I can't get it because I'm in combat, but that's the perfect ability to get. I do need an uncommon slot, though. I could just get rid of Devotion Aura. That's pretty much useless. I still can't do it because of the combat bug, but we'll have Dispel Curse eventually. Now, one thing I like about this build as well is that when things are going properly, you can actually drop your totems and dish out a bunch of support. And not only am I supporting my team by increasing their strength and agi, their spell power and healing spell power, their melee attack speed and healing them, but I'm also capable of dropping the Skull Banner, giving everybody 20% crit. That's pretty good for me as well, considering the fact that on crit I get energy, so that's a pretty big thing for this build. So I like to pop that, and then just keep going hard on the Eviscerate. Pop it again. Look at that, stacking the Hippocratic Oath. There's an Eviscerate, and everybody's topped off. Like, at this point I can just like keep spamming Evis, I guess, and that's basically all I have to do. I don't have to do any of the other heals. And my mana goes up the more I prioritize the melee half of my build anyway, because of Seal of Wisdom, so it works out pretty well. Some people are going Agi-based, but some people are going Intellect-based, and just stacking the Hippocratic Oath. They're going for the buffs, basically, off the melee rogue attacks, and then just being a regular healer and casting things. And I really feel like the whole point of this build is not to be a regular healer, so I'm trying to avoid that and go for the full melee route. And I'm starting to think it's just the better way to do things anyway. I just need to get that way to get rid of a curse at some point. I think this build will be pretty much where it needs to be. Find a way to maybe get more energy as well. And same thing with mana. I'm thinking Omen of Clarity. That's something I used on a previous version of this build off cam, and it worked pretty well. It's only a 6% chance. There's a bit of RNG there, but everything we use costs so much. So every time it hits, it really hits. And it hits everything, right? Which is nice as well. Energy-based things, mana-based things. It can really smooth out a rotation. All right, Mother Smolder Web. Prayer of Mending is up. I love that I actually get to play this as if I was a real DPS class. Okay, another Eviscerate. It just tops everybody off. Why not? Everybody has poison, so I dropped Cleansing Totem to help get rid of that. And I don't have to remove the Hippocratic Oath there with my Dark Transfusion, but I did it anyway because, I mean, there's really no reason not to. I just like seeing the massive numbers. You can see up here my healing and down here my damage. You know, it's pretty nice to have a healer doing damage at all. You know what I mean? Like, I really like this build, guys. I think this is like one of the more fun builds you could possibly play in the new league. There's just something about not hard casting constantly on your healer that's definitely really, really fun. And also just being more of a traditional support, you know? When you have the mana, dropping the totems. They're giving me mana pots. I gotta get the Omen of Clarity or something like that. Here's another Eviscerate. Everybody's topped off, no problem. Finished off with a Dark Transfusion. Why not? The only thing I've seen is like if I get parried. But I actually think if I get parried or dodged on the Eviscerate, I think it actually still heals everybody even though I don't do damage. Which I'll totally take because look, it just did it, I think. And I kept 5 combo points. Like, I don't think that's supposed to be that way. But also I think it is. Like, that's pretty sick. I wouldn't want it any other way because then I think you'd be punished way too much. It's the ease of the build. Like, I am not built for this, guys. I can't stress enough that I don't have gear. I literally have normal trinkets. I have a random Agi ring on. I have green boots. It's like literally the worst stuff ever. All PvP. I'm not paying attention right now, by the way. I don't know anybody's health. I am just Eviscerate, Mutilate. And I bet you, yep, everybody's at full. So, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just good. And by the way, this is going to be my heroic daily. So hopefully we get some good gear from the cache. I've been doing quite a few heroics. I played Hoplite for a bit. Now I'm in here doing Dark Surgeon. And I don't see myself letting up on this for a while. It's just too fun. Because here's the thing. You're basically a DPS class that doesn't actually have to care about how much DPS you do. Right? So that's really, really fun. And the thing you do have to care about is really easy, which is the healing portion. All right, this is Skull Banner dropping everything. Oh, he's so dead, right? Oh, no, no. The CC is so bad. Okay, there we go. Dark Transfusion. Somehow everybody's alive. There's the Prayer of Mending. Eviscerate. I'm just going to circle. You overheal a lot with this build. It's kind of unavoidable, I think. Dark Transfusion. Nice. Look at that. Tank was full health off that. Full health. And I was like, oh, God, did I mess up? Nope. Doesn't matter. Dark Transfusion. You know? There's Eviscerates. 5 points, which means I'm guaranteed to get that circle proc. I'm going to do it again right here. Guys, come on. Lots of people would wipe on that pull. Right? With my gear. Like, it's just so bad. I have literally 2,600 mana on a healer. I think with a lot better gear, we'll probably have middle of the road DPS and but a little bit more than average healing. I don't know. Maybe it'll be really, really good healing. I think it's, when I say average healing, I mean, I think that there are going to be some dedicated healer specs that are just better. But I think that you could toss this guy as a healer in a raid and it just dominates. You know, nothing but AoE on everybody. It's such a good one. That's something I want to try. Like, I would never feel, oh, that guy fell off. That's, oh no. Oh no. I lay on hands the tank. Come on, please. This is where I need to be dropping other things. All right, dude died. I think it's the guy that fell. Everything's going bad. Come on. I think I got the heal proc. Dark Transfusion. Oh, tank died. No. I think we're gonna live. Prayer of Mending on that guy. Okay, I think we just barely lived, guys. All the scorpions are coming now. Jesus Christ. Consecration. I'm keeping everybody alive that's still here just by playing the game. But you can see I'm energy starved, and that can definitely be a problem. I've seen, like, I had a previous iteration of this build that was trying to crit more with Mutilate and then really focus on the focused attacks. But if you look at it, I'm really taking everything I can. I'm even using Vitality over in the Combat Rogue tree, and I'm using Combat Potency, at least 2 points in it, which is, you know, semi-consistent. And what's worse is I've actually got 3 Vitality enchants on. So I'm basically doing about as much as you can expect someone to have to do in the scenario that I'm in. And that unfortunately says a lot. Alright guys, it's just Overlord Worm the lock left. Alright, stunned, eviscerate, everybody's healed. Nice. So fast though. Heroic's just like, they're not built for these classes. Mythic is where it's going to start getting a little bit more challenging, I bet. Also, when you go for the 4-point Avis and think it's going to heal, it's an 80% chance, by the way, to heal, and it doesn't go off, it actually hurts you. You know what I mean? Like, it hurts you on a fundamental level because it's just so unlucky. Alright, here we go. Another 5-point Eviscerate. A 4-point. There you go. It actually healed. I'll take it. Sometimes you got to take that risk. Get the Hippocratic Oath buff. Just go for it. Why not? Prayer of Mending on the tank. We'll go back in for the Mutilate. Mutilate. Eviscerate 4-point. It did heal. I'm going to wait for the 5 on this one. Can we get it off? Redirect might be good. You know, I've thought about that a lot. Redirect is probably correct. It would let me transfer my combo points on the guy that's about to die before I actually think I can get something off with the combo points, right? Where is it? Combat tree? Redirect. Oh, I can't get it. That was the problem. You just have not enough slots. And a Mystic Scroll for Unbounded Drain Soul dropped. We'll greed that. All right, let's do the boss. This is it. Dropping the Skull Banner. Critting more. That's more energy. 5-point. Prayer of Mending. Being melee is obviously bad. He's parrying my stuff. I need to be behind. Another Eviscerate's coming up. I just circled right there. Why not? So I'm missing things. Definitely missing the Mutilate. Dark Transfusion there. Big heal. And we'll just end with the Eviscerate. And that's it. Everybody's topped off, basically. That's so good. And then we have... Oh, okay. People are still here. We have River Claws and Trindlehaven staff. We don't need anything like this, I think. I'm just impressed that we were actually able to heal a lower Blackrock Spire heroic with a melee combat stance healer. This is so sick. I love it, and I can't wait to go the Agi route. I think Of the Elements or even Light Forge are pretty good sets if you're thinking about doing this. Yeah, Dark Surgeon. Okay, so heroic dungeon cache. We'll go for Agi, I guess, this time. Start going Agi. And Savage Gladiator Chain. It's just not good enough to replace the Energized Chestplate, right? We'll keep it, because maybe someday. But the reason I'm going Agi is to hope to get gear like this Of the Elements stuff. That is just like hybrid gear, you know? I think that's best for me right now. Alright, let's go ahead and turn in the heroic daily quest. Lower Blackrock Spire, bunch of marks. Mythic Spoils of War. Eldritch Reinforced Leg Plates. Those aren't bad. It's just really not for this build. Have you know, I've noticed this. Look at the stats. Why? Why are my heroic purple legs somehow worse than these level 46 blue legs? Are you seeing this too? Like, I'm pretty sure this is fundamentally worse, right? In every way. -10 strength, -3 agi on the replacement. So far, I've collected quite a few random enchants. I have Thunder Slam, Firewatch, Relentless, Arcane Gunslinger, Hoplite, White Walker, Snowblind, and of course, Dark Surgeon. I just haven't extracted it yet because I'm using it right now on this trinket. And I've got a bunch of epics as well. Sinister Flurry, Tides, Dancing Flames for fire builds, Duelist, Field Surgeon, which we're using, healing my allies for 5% additional effective health when I'm within 5 yards of them. Totally a melee healer. And, you know, Vitality I told you guys about. So all sorts of stuff to try to make Hoplite work, which was very, very hard to do. I'm really liking the Dark Surgeon. I think we should just do another dungeon and see how it does. So that was a quick playthrough of a dungeon that I didn't expect to show you guys. I feel like it was a little bit droll, but it really did showcase how the build played very, very well. Lower Blackrock Spire is a long one, and if your healer is bad, your tank is bad or inefficient or slow, it really does suck to do that dungeon. It's almost unbearable in some regards, and this was not like that at all. This is actually a healing build that I would play in Mythic Plus, and I don't even do Mythic Plus past +10. Is there really a tree in front of me? Most of the time, and that's just because it kind of, I don't know, it's less fun. Like, I have to really enjoy my class to want to progress in Mythic Plus. I have to really, really enjoy it, actually. So that's a really big deal for me. But what I want to do is show you guys exactly what I'm playing with. So first of all, basically the way this works is that I use holy magic. You're going to focus entirely on the mutilate. You're going to go for 2 mutilates to build up your stacks and go into the eviscerate after that for the big heal. And if you need it, you can go for the 5 point or any point, really. It's just a really good heal. But you can go for the dark transfusion if you really just need a heal to go off based on combo points, instant cast on your entire party. And that's basically the core. Now, on top of that, we're going to be using things like Prayer of Mending. You keep that up consistently on your tank. It bounces around and continuously heals people. Consecration, and as I told you guys before, we are in fact using the Holy Ground epic enchant now, so that Consecration heals and does damage, you know, further reinforcing the DPS heal hybrid archetype. And we're going to be using Circle of Healing, which I recall having a cast time, not from Ascension, but just in general, but it's actually instant, making it exceptional. And basically, whenever you eviscerate, it's going to cast a lesser version of the Circle of Healing, and that is really, really strong. I've also picked up the Efflorescence, a brand new spell that's a druid spell, 1 minute cooldown, and it's going to put a very small hot on everybody in my party. You can see it's not too amazing, but it's actually going to increase all healing that they take from you by 15%. So I thought that might be pretty solid as well. I've also gone ahead past that last dungeon and picked up the Judgment of Wisdom, and with that and some talents I'll talk about later on, I've completely fixed all of my mana problems and become 100% self-sufficient. I also got the Penance, and we'll talk about that later on as well, and Greater Heal if everything goes to hell. But the main core is what you're seeing here: QWER, occasionally Shift W on the Circle of Healing, Consecration when we have the mana, which is all the time now, and Prayer of Mending consistently as well. And then, of course, dropping my support with the oh man, I love the banner. I mean, we're really using the new stuff here. And of course, I have the Dispel Curse now as well. So I've also got Lay on Hands for like an oh crap moment, and I also picked up the Void Shift, which I have yet to really utilize properly yet. It's a 3-minute cooldown that swaps the health of you and a targeted party member, so you could possibly save somebody when you're not taking damage and they are. Or it puts you both at about a quarter of your health if you're both way too low to really switch. So that's pretty interesting. I've also picked up things like Cleansing Totem, Tremor Totem for the utility, Cleanse for the magic effect remover. I've got the Rock Biter, Seal of Wisdom, of course, as I said, and we've got the Redemption, so that when somebody inevitably dies and just doesn't want to run back, at least I can res them, and they don't have to waste anybody else's time. So it's a pretty good build. Now, in terms of my spec, I'll put this one in my Discord. The Hoplite one I didn't want to do because I haven't quite figured out how to make it do good DPS. I got it to like 1300 consistent, and that's really bad. So I was very surprised at how bad the DPS was on Hoplite. But this one, I'm going to go mostly into Palian Priest, but also into Rogue, as you can see. So for basically the priest side of things, I've got Inspiration for 10% physical damage reduction on anybody that I get a crit on with basically almost all of my stuff. I've got 10% more holy heals, and then I've got another 9% more heals on the majority of my spells off the Divine Providence as well as a cooldown reduction on the Prayer of Mending by 30%. That's pretty big. I then go into the Pally tree, and we take quite a few things. I've tried to expertise cap myself first of all, so we're a little over. I believe it's 26. So basically we're where we need to be. I must have got something that raised my expertise and we can alter our talents, but that's why I have random things like the combat expertise that gives expertise, so that's 1 point in that. Always get expertise capped when you're doing the melee stuff. I was parried and dodged so many times, and when you get parried, apparently it ruins your whole combo point session. Like, it destroys it. Like, the spell's gone and you get no benefit. It's horrible. And I'll get hit capped eventually off my gear, so I'm not too worried about that. I've also got the Judgments of the Wise, so that my judgment gives more heal now. This basically prevents me from being ever. And then we have Sheath of Light, guys. 25% of my melee attack power goes towards my bonus spell healing. That's why I'm actually rocking 476 bonus healing without any other buffs, right? On a literal 1000 AP class. I mean, can you believe it? What even is the thing that you're looking at right now? And I also get some crit with holy healing spells as well. And Divine Shield no longer reduces healing done, so I took that as one of my legendaries. It's kind of like an oh crap button, and I think it works pretty well. And this also applies a hot on my target when I crit. 15% of the healed amount over 12 seconds, and that's pretty good, especially when you landed on a Circle of Healing, for example. It's just really, really nice. Now, the majority of my stuff, as you can probably tell, then comes from the Rogue tree. And who would have thought? Rogue tree talents as a healer. I basically take anything I can to upkeep my energy and my combo points. So every time I crit, I get an additional combo point. Every time I crit, I get 3 extra energy. I have 15 more energy on the Vigor so that I can go for the double mutilate more consistently, and then the energy ticks go up and give me another basically another mutilate, or allow me to get my eviscerate or my, well, not the dark transfusion, that's actually mana, but it lets me get the eviscerate off consistently. I do like that. Ruthlessness, every time I eviscerate, I get an extra combo point, so that's making everything a lot more smooth. I've got my weapon expertise, I've got my vitality for 40% energy regen, which is nice. This is a huge one, relentless strikes. My finishers in general, including dark transfusion, restore 25 energy. So the 10% armor pen doesn't matter, but the 20% chance per combo point to restore 25 energy is absolutely pivotal and adds to the smoothness. Now, with that being said, I've just gone into anything that I could fit in that raised my AP, because remember, I am actually converting melee AP into healing power with the Hippocratic Oath buff that we get from the legendary enchant. So that's pretty big. I got deadliness for 6% more from that. I've also tried playing around with things like Hunter versus Wild, but we couldn't quite fit it, but I was able to go into the armor to the teeth with the idea that I'll be full mail, full plate, one of the two, when I have good gear, and so that's going to be quite a lot of extra AP. And by the way, if I take this off, I might as well show you guys. I go from 1005 to 925. That's not a joke. That's 80 for 3 points, and it's just going to get better and keep scaling, so it's already worth it. So I'm a rogue healer. What can I say? I want to show you guys more of the build, but before I do that, just for those of us that need the audio, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys exactly what this enchant does now that I've shown you how I play it. Dark Surgeon. Damaging rogue finishers have a 20% chance per combo point to apply Hippocratic Oath, increasing healing power by 6% of my attack power and reducing your incoming healing by 15% per stack. So I get up to 18% of my attack power as bonus healing. So that's really good. At the moment, that's like almost 200 bonus healing power, and it will keep scaling. I then take Holy Nova and transform it into what you've been seeing, Dark Transfusion, turning it into a finishing move like Eviscerate that deals damage to all nearby enemies and heals all nearby allies with the damage and healing based on the combo points. So you tend to want to go for a full stack. However, Dark Transfusion will also consume all stacks of Hippocratic Oath, which remember you get from using Eviscerate, to increase its healing and damage done by up to 45%. So that's a really good combo. It's Mutilate, spam the Eviscerates as much as you can, as you saw, and then if you need to, you Dark Transfusion for the massive heal. And then Mutilate lastly applies a stack of Dark Surgeon. This increases my healing done with Circle of Healing by 30% when fully stacked, and my damaging rogue finishers, so Eviscerate in this case, consume all stacks of this and have a 20% chance per combo point if you do it at 2 stacks, which you always should, to trigger a lesser Circle of Healing. So that's why Circle of Healing is so pivotal for the build. I haven't even maxed out my enchants yet. I'm still finding stuff. I'm using the Field Surgeon, as I told you guys, the Holy Ground, and I just started with the Judge, Jury, Executioner, and we'll talk about that later on in the video as well. So it's going pretty good, guys, but I want to show you some more gameplay, so let's get back into some more Dark Surgeon. All right, and King Gordok himself. This is so easy, guys. We have some really good DPS. It looks like Thunder Slam is pretty good. This guy's using Seed of Corruption and Arcane Explosion. No clue what that is. It's doing pretty good as well. Some pretty good builds out there. But at the end of the day, I can continue to just spam Eviscerate and Mutilate and still heal my entire party. I've also gone with a slightly different approach with this particular dungeon. I'm trying out Judge, Jury, Executioner with a Judgment, the Judgment of Wisdom. This makes it to where Judgment gives 2 combo points, and that might make it a little bit more consistent, I guess, to get off my Dark Transfusions when I need them, and even an Eviscerate in a pinch. Okay, there's a Tribute run. We just had really good DPS that run. Sometimes you just get lucky. Let's see if we get any loot. I do want any kind of hybrid gear. And also, we can open this up. Agility. Okay, not quite. I've got my Boots of the Elements. I think I'll save that, though. All right, the Tribute. Let's see. Don't want the Toothpick. Agi Leather. Carry-on Scorpion Helmet. Nope. There we go. I think that's what I need. I think eventually I go Agi-based, like I said, not strength-based, and I was actually only queuing for this to get the Ogre Forged Hauberk. I really hope I win it. I got it! Okay. So I think we'll be able to convert to an Agi version of this build fairly soon. It seems like no matter what little changes I do, I'm still able to heal my party, except now I'm having more of my resources. The energy thing is kind of hard to fix, but the mana one is definitely not. With the Judgment and also with a talent that I decided to try in the Retribution Pally tree, Judgments of the Wise, I now have no mana problems, for the most part, I think. I haven't seen them yet, is what I'm saying. And so that means I can get off those consecrations and the circles and the prayers, and now even the penance, now that I'm trying this, a lot more often. I was thinking about the Art of War, and I thought to myself, why? Why do Art of War when I can penance for my single target, do a lot of healing and apply the grace buff onto my tank as well for 9% more healing received. It just feels right. I've still got the greater heal, you know, and remember the cast time's all built in now, so I don't have to bog myself down with those talents. And I rarely use this, but it's an option. But the penance, I mean, it's just really, really good. You know, penance and circle of healing, that's my single target versus AoE, but then it's just mutilate, eviscerate all day. It's just really fun. Now, the reason going agi is good is because we can go into things like nurturing instinct, which we already have. This increases my bonus spell healing by 30% of my agility. It was meant for feral druids to have like an off healing capability where they could use ferocious bite with predatory strikes for an instant regrowth, or maybe even just a healing touch, and then that would be really, really good as a direct result of nurturing instincts because they're already going into agi. So that's what I'm thinking about, but we really got to start stacking it. I've still got 306 strength with this as my primary stat. If I go agi as my primary stats, we're only at 291. It's currently not better in any way to go agi primary stat, right? So we've got to get to that point because I think the itemization is going to point me in this direction anyway. I really think I just want more of the elements. I want to get to that 6-piece set for that 95 spell power on healing or direct damage spell. I think that's going to be decent. It's also just fun, right? I like the idea of being able to actually use of the elements. Double tarnished elven ring. It's solid, right? And then we need some new daggers and some new trinkets and stuff. But I think this is going good, guys. Dark Surgeon, agi based healer. Who would have thought, man? So one thing I want to show you guys, just so everybody knows it's there, because I just remembered it was there, is actually going to be a handy dandy way to switch between different enchants without actually having to waste orbs. So at the moment, if you go to any mystic altar, you can see on the bottom right the enchants manager, and I don't really know how you get additional enchant sets. Maybe you buy them off the auction house or get them off the store, but I have 2, it seems, and what we can do is actually save an entire set of enchants and easily switch between the 2 just by clicking it and loading the preset. So right now I have Hoplite and it shows you all my Hoplite enchants, but if I click Dark Surgeon, it'll switch everything, and again I can easily switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and save my preset because I know I've gotten a few more things like the Judge, Jury, Executioner. So if I want to switch between the 2, all I have to do is click it and load the preset and I can immediately use it. It's really, really good. As long as you put your enchants where they're supposed to go and you try to load the preset, you can load it for free, and it allows you to play multiple builds on one character. That's really, really good, especially for someone like me, because that's what I like to do. I don't know if I'll keep the Hoplite build, but I really do think I'm going to keep this one right here, the Dark Surgeon build. This is good. Let's just keep playing it and see if we can get more gear for it. Look at this, guys. This is the best part of healing. An extra spoils of war. Like, if you can actually find a spec you like, and now it's so much easier to do that, why would you ever play DPS? When threat's not an issue and you can build a healer like this, why would you play DPS? And I'm not saying that disparagingly. That's great. I don't want to have any of the stress of playing DPS. Let me just be a tank or a healer with a fun build that plays itself. Thank you. And give me the free rewards for it. It's just so good. All right, guys. So Dark Surgeon, what you're seeing in the background is just another, DM run that I did. We got to the last boss. This was actually my first attempt at Dark Surgeon. So I literally was only using the Eviscerate, the Mutilate, the Judgment, and the Dark Transfusion. I mean, it was really bare bones. I was really pushing it to the limits. I had no other heals, man, and I was actually able to make it all the way through, with the only problem being that in between pulls I had nothing to do, like nothing to actually top someone off with. I needed to be in combat, and so I just thought it was an interesting progression. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below, though. I do want to get this video out today, so I'm going to go ahead and put the build out there. I'm going to put my build also once again in my Discord. It's going to be my first official build, I guess, of League 3, and that's going to be pretty sick as well. And I highly suggest that you guys check out the Hero Architect if you haven't already. I do want to point it out, as we are swarmed by a ridiculous amount of people in Orgrimmar at 21 FPS. If you go to Character Advancement and you go to Hero Architect, they've completely remade it to where you can just click on level 60 builds. I don't know really why you would ever want a leveling build, to be honest. Maybe like just put Fan of Knives on, but okay, level 60 build, and they have them, like all of the new ones, and you can not just like see it, but literally choose the build, and it will put everything in for you. And it tells you how to play. Like, these are actual people who put these builds in here. Now, sometimes they troll, and they don't actually put a description. Maybe if the build is so damn simple, this guy just put Pog. And I would probably be that kind of guy too, but there's a White Walker one as an example. But it's just so good. It's so much better than it used to be, and you could put your own in here as well, and it all has a rating on it, so you can actually tell if it's good or not. You can search for the specific one you want, and this is not an advertisement. This is me trying to help people get the builds they want quicker than just waiting for me to do it myself. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and to subscribe. Dark Surgeon, melee healer, first healer, I guess, of Season 7, and first melee healer or build in general of League 3. Boomy! If you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe, but I'll see you in the next one. Mcdoubles out.